If you couldn't tell by now, Carlos Alcaraz is tennis's chosen one. And if you don't believe me, by the end of this video, I promise that you will think that Carlos Alcaraz is the main character of tennis. After his recent insane 5-set comeback victory over number 1 seed Jannik Sinner in the 2025 Roland Garros Finals, there is no more doubt that Carlos Alcaraz is the player hand-selected by the tennis gods to carry the sport going forward. In a soon-to-be post-Big Three tennis world, we were devoid of a true future superstar to uphold their tradition of excellence until now. Carlos Alcaraz is currently ranked number 2 in the world and has won 5 Grand Slams, including the 2022 US Open, 2024 and 2025 Roland Garros, and 2023 and 2024 Wimbledon. He recently turned 22 years old in May and has already won a Grand Slam on all 3 surfaces. I first recognized that Carlos was destined for greatness when he became the youngest Madrid Open winner in tennis history after turning 19 years old in May 2022. That title run included defeating, at the time, world number 4 Rafael Nadal in the quarterfinals, who actually went on to win Roland Garros that year. Then he followed it up beating world number 1 Novak Djokovic in the semifinals. And then in the finals taking down world number 3 Sasha Zverev, the defending champion. Not only did Alcaraz become the only player to defeat Nadal and Djokovic in back-to-back matches on clay, he did so in insanely epic fashion, coming back from a set down against Djokovic and outlasting him in a third set tiebreaker, 6-7, 7-5, 7-6. That match was later named ATP Match of the Year, and I personally go back and watch the highlights on YouTube about every 3 months because I personally like to watch Djokovic lose and also to remind myself just how absurdly special Carlos Alcaraz is as a tennis player. After winning that second Masters 1000 title in Madrid and rising up to number 6 in the world, Alcaraz continued to build on his historic start to his career later that year. Carlos would go on to win the 2022 US Open after saving a match point against Jannik Sinner in a 5-set quarterfinal victory. Later, in that final, Alcaraz defeated Casper Ruud in 4 sets to claim his first major title and become the youngest ATP world number 1 in the history of the rankings, at the age of 19 years, 4 months, and 6 days. He also became the youngest men's major champion since Nadal at the 2005 French Open, the youngest US Open champion since Pete Sampras in 1990, and the first man born in the 2000s era to win a major singles title. After a mind-blowing breakout 2022 season, Alcaraz unfortunately was hampered by injuries to start the 2023 season and had to withdraw from the Australian Open due to a hamstring injury and eventually lost that number 1 ranking to Novak Djokovic. Djokovic would again get the best of Alcaraz in 4 sets at the 2023 French Open in the semifinals, after Alcaraz cramped from mental pressure and physical intensity in the 3rd set. However, the first 2 sets were absolutely epic and high-quality tennis, so I don't really blame him, but it showed how Novak was able to outlast him mentally and physically. However, Alcaraz would then get his revenge against Djokovic in the 2022 Wimbledon Finals. Even after the 7-time and 4-time defending Wimbledon champion Djokovic won the first set 6-1, Carlos was able to regroup and find his best tennis and lift his first Wimbledon trophy after an all-time epic 5-set thriller. That Wimbledon win by Alcaraz proved to be the only thing stopping Djokovic from winning the calendar year Grand Slam in 2023 after having won the AO, French Open, and US Open that year. Honestly, during the 2023 season, there could be a case made that Novak Djokovic is still tennis's chosen one and the main character on tour, considering he had just won a record 24 Grand Slams and 3 out of 4 slams that year. However, the next year, in 2024, and now this year in 2025, Carlos Alcaraz has continued to cement his case that the fate of the sport lies in his hands. Highlights from last season included a 2024 Roland Garros title with 5-set comeback wins in the semifinals against Sinner and the finals against Zverev, where he then completed the Channel Slam after winning an absolutely dominant Wimbledon 2024 campaign, where Carlos dismantled a hobbled Djokovic in 3 sets in the finals. After that, though, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows for Carlitos. he lost in the gold medal match at the Olympics to Novak Djokovic in a very tight 2-set tiebreakers. I won't fault Carlitos too much for that loss, however, as Djokovic's only goal pretty much for the 2024 season was being fully prepared to win that Olympic gold medal, as that was the last trophy he had never won, and he had all sorts of manifest destiny on his side in that match. But regardless of all of his many previous accomplishments, the most glaring instance of Carlos Alcaraz being the chosen one occurred at this past Roland Garros. Carlos Alcaraz was not only down 2-0 in a break in the third set, but was also facing 3 match points, down 3-5 love 40 in the fourth set against Jannik Sinner. He then somehow found the inner belief to get out of that jam and hold, and then found the necessary tennis to come back and not only win that fourth set, but also win in a fifth set tiebreaker in one of the best tennis matches of all time, especially that I've watched. Now, Carlos Alcaraz has the same total of 5 Grand Slams at age 22 as his idol, Rafael Nadal. It's tough to compare Carlos to the big three of Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic, because those legends have an incredible longevity at the top of the game. However, it's tough not to argue that Carlos Alcaraz hasn't had one of the best starts of all time to his young career, and time again, he has proven through his results that he is the one who is writing tennis history going forward. As a Sinner fan, I hope that Jannik will keep his name in the running, and I'm sure that these two will be fighting throughout the years to see who surpasses the other. But after that recent Roland Garros result, I cannot deny anymore that Carlos Alcaraz is the main character of tennis and is, without a doubt, the chosen one.